Sometimes in tech, you hear these stories that just kind of blow you away.
Right.
Whoa, hold on, what just happened? That's kind of how I felt when I read about this AI model called O3, cracking super hard math problems. The kind that even like the best mathematicians would struggle with.
Yeah.
And get this, it's also an amazing coder, like ranks incredibly high on code forces.
Yeah, it's really remarkable what it's able to do. And I think what's really captured people's attention is not just that it's solving these problems,
Yeah.
but it's doing it with a level of success that nobody really anticipated.
Yeah.
There's something called the Frontier Math Benchmark, and O3 went from like a 2% success rate to over 25% on these problems.
Wow.
Which is a huge leap, especially when you consider that, these problems can take human experts days or even weeks to solve.
Okay, you've got my attention. So what exactly are these frontier math problems, and why is O3 solving them such a big deal?
Yeah, so imagine the most complex math problems you can possibly think of, ones that really push the boundaries of human understanding.
Yeah.
That's what this Frontier Math Benchmark is all about.
Hmm.
So 25% might not sound like a lot.
Right.
But when you're dealing with problems this complex, it's a total game changer.
Okay.
It's like suddenly we have this new tool that can unlock secrets we never thought we'd be able to uncover.
So it's not just that O3 is, like, good at math. It's about the potential impact this could have on all sorts of different fields, right?
Right.
Like anything that uses complex calculation.
Exactly. We're talking physics, engineering, economics, finance.
Right.
There's even this really interesting story about some biomedical researchers
Oh, really?
who were just blown away by the insights that O3 was able to provide on their work.
Oh, wow. So did they, like, feed a bunch of data into O3 and it, like, spat out some amazing new discovery?
Not quite, but you're on the right track. They actually gave an earlier version of O3 a complex scientific paper to analyze.
Yeah.
And what really surprised them was the depth and the accuracy of the insights it was giving. They said it was like having this world-renowned expert critiquing their work,
Wow.
pointing out these subtle connections they'd missed, and even suggesting new avenues of research.
Now that is impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, so O3 could, like, transform industries, maybe even change the way we work entirely.
Yeah.
But, okay, let's be realistic for a second.
Sure.
This is going to be super expensive to run right.
Yeah, that's a really great question, and it brings up a crucial point.
Okay.
The computational power required to run O3 at its full potential is immense.
Yeah.
We're talking, thousands of dollars per task in some cases,
Oh, wow.
especially when aiming for those really high accuracy rates on benchmarks like Frontier Math.
So not exactly something you can download and run on your home computer just yet?
Right.
But I guess we've seen this before with new technologies, right? Things start expensive, and then they become more accessible over time.
Absolutely. You're exactly right. Think about the early days of personal computers or smartphones. They were luxury items, but as technology improved and production scaled up, the costs came down dramatically.
Right.
So it's reasonable to think that something similar could happen with AI, like O3.
Okay, so the cost might not be a deal breaker in the long run,
Right.
but here's the million-dollar question.
Mm-hmm.
Is O3 a step towards artificial general intelligence?
Yeah.
AGI.
Yeah.
I mean, solving those crazy math problems, coding like an expert, it sounds pretty close to what we imagine AGI to be, right?
Yeah, it's definitely fueling the AGI debate.
Right.
And it's easy to see why
Yeah.
O3's abilities are truly remarkable. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
However, even with all of these achievements, I think it's really important to remember that O3 is not a thinking, feeling being
Okay.
like we see in science fiction.
Right, so it's not about to become self-aware and take over the world.
Well, that's a question for another deep dive, maybe.
Okay, fair enough.
But seriously, even though O3 can do these incredibly complex tasks, it can also stumble on things that seem very basic to us humans.
Oh, really? Like, give me an example.
For instance, O3 has been known to fail some pretty straightforward logic tests.
Huh.
Like the kind you might find in a high school textbook.
Oh, wow.
This tells us that while O3 has these impressive capabilities in certain areas,
Yeah.
it's not displaying general intelligence in the way that humans do.
So while it's groundbreaking, it's not quite the sentient AI we see in movies.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that distinction is really crucial because the conversation around AGI is about much more than just what AI can do.
Right.
It's about understanding what intelligence truly means. How can we measure it?
Yeah.
And what are the implications of creating an artificial system that might actually possess it?
Okay, so intelligence might need a whole new definition now.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've always measured intelligence based on human capabilities,
Right.
but now we have O3 excelling in these very specific areas
Yeah.
while struggling with things that we consider like basic logic.
It's like O3 is playing a different game
Yeah,
with its own set of rules and strengths.
exactly.
So where do we go from here? What are the researchers working on now? Like, what are the next big steps for O3?
Well, one of the main focuses is on improving efficiency.
Okay.
Remember, we talked about the cost.
Yeah.
Researchers are developing new algorithms and even specialized hardware
Okay.
that can reduce the computational demands of running these massive models like O3.
So making it less of a power hog, so to speak.
Exactly.
Okay, I could see that. And I imagine they're also working on making O3 more transparent, right?
Yeah.
Like, right now, it feels a bit like a black box. We see these amazing results, but we don't really understand how O3 gets there.
You're exactly right. You've hit on a really important concept in AI development called explainability.
Okay.
And it's all about making the decision-making process of AI systems more understandable to humans. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Would you trust a doctor who couldn't explain their diagnosis?
Definitely not.
Right.
And it's not just about trust either, is it?
No.
Understanding how O3 works could help researchers improve it, maybe even unlock new capabilities.
Absolutely. If we can understand the why behind O3's decisions, we can identify weaknesses, correct any biases, and ultimately make it even more powerful.
Right. Okay, so we've got efficiency and explainability. What other areas are researchers focusing on?
Well, as AI, like O3, becomes more powerful and more integrated into our lives,
Yeah.
it raises all sorts of questions about how it should be used.
Right.
So researchers are also putting a lot of effort into thinking about the ethical implications of AI.
Okay, so it's not just about making O3 smarter, it's about making sure it's used responsibly.
Exactly.
What are some of those ethical considerations?
Well, think about the potential impact on jobs.
Mm.
If O3 can automate complex tasks, what happens to the people who currently do those jobs?
Right.
How do we ensure that AI benefits everyone and not just a select few?
Yeah.
These are the kind of questions that researchers are grappling with right now.
Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom though, right?
No, not at all.
I imagine O3 could also create new opportunities.
Definitely.
Maybe even whole new industries that we haven't even thought of yet.
Absolutely. It's not just about replacing existing jobs.
Okay.
It's also about creating new ones. Think about all the people needed to develop, maintain, and regulate these advanced AI systems.
Yeah.
And think about all the new fields of research and innovation that O3 might unlock.
It's like we're standing at the edge of this new frontier, both exciting and kind of daunting at the same time.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important for everyone, not just experts, to be part of this conversation. AI is going to impact all of our lives.
Right.
So we all have a stake in shaping its future.
So it's not just about the cool math problems and the coding skills. It's about the bigger picture.
Exactly.
It's about understanding the potential and the challenges of this technology.
Yeah.
And working together to make sure that it benefits all of humanity.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential impact of O3 on research, industries, the job market.
Right.
But how could AI like this change our daily lives? Like on a more personal level?
Yeah.
How could it affect the way we learn, work, interact with the world around us?
Well, let's think about those virtual assistants we all use.
Right.
Like Siri and Alexa.
Yeah.
Now imagine an AI assistant that's not just responding to your commands, but actually learning your preferences and anticipating your needs.
So it's like having a personal assistant that knows you better than you know yourself. Sign me up.
Yeah.
But seriously, what could that look like in practice?
Okay, so imagine this. You're getting ready for work in the morning, and your AI assistant has already scanned your calendar, checked the traffic, and suggested the optimal route to avoid any delays.
Okay.
It knows you prefer a certain type of coffee.
Yeah.
And has already prepped your smart coffee maker to brew it just the way you like it.
Okay. Now, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. But wouldn't that get a little creepy after a while? Having an AI know, like, every detail of your life.
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why researchers are putting so much focus on data privacy and security when developing AI. But if we can address those concerns, imagine the potential benefits.
Right.
Especially in areas like healthcare.
Okay. Yeah, healthcare is a big one. How could O3 revolutionize things on that front?
Well, imagine having an AI that can analyze all of your health data,
Okay.
flag potential issues before they become serious problems, and even provide personalized recommendations for like diet and exercise.
So it's like having like a 247 health advisor right there in your pocket.
Exactly. And as AI gets better at analyzing complex medical data,
Right.
it could even assist doctors in diagnosing and treating diseases,
Wow.
potentially leading to more accurate and effective healthcare for everyone.
It all sounds incredible.
Yeah.
But I have to ask, what about the downsides? We've all seen those sci-fi movies where the AI takes over.
Right.
Is there a risk that we're creating something that we ultimately can't control?
It's really important to acknowledge those concerns and address them head on. That's why researchers are working so hard on things like explainability, ensuring that we understand how AI is making decisions, and developing these ethical frameworks to guide its development and use.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about using it responsibly and making sure it benefits humanity as a whole.
You got it. That's the heart of it.
Yeah.
AI, like O3, has the potential to completely reshape our world in some pretty profound ways.
Right.
But it's up to us to make sure it's a positive transformation.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the mind-blowing capabilities of O3
Yeah.
to the potential impact on our everyday lives.
Right.
And the ethical considerations that we absolutely can't ignore.
For sure.
If I had to sum it all up, I'd say we're at the beginning of something truly revolutionary. But it's a revolution that we need to navigate carefully and thoughtfully.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah?
And I think the most important message for our listeners today is this
Okay.
AI is no longer some distant future concept.
Right.
It's here.
It's happening.
It's evolving rapidly.
Wow.
And it's going to touch every aspect of our lives.
Yeah.
So stay informed, engage in the conversation, and let's work together to ensure that AI's future is one that benefits all of humanity.
And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of O3 and the future of AI.
It's been a pleasure exploring these fascinating topics with you.
Likewise.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time.
See you later. Yeah, it really makes you wonder,
Yeah.
if our current definition of intelligence needs an update.
Right.
We've always kind of measured it based on human capabilities.
Right.
But now we have O3 excelling in these very specific areas, but struggling with things that, we consider pretty basic logic.
It's like O3 is playing a different game almost.
It really is.
With its own set of rules and strengths.
Yeah, exactly.
So where do we go from here? What are the researchers working on now? Like, what's next for O3?
Well, one of the big focuses is on improving efficiency.
Okay.
Remember we talked about the cost of running these models?
Yeah, thousands of dollars a pop. It's a lot.
It's a lot. So researchers are developing new algorithms and even specialized hardware that can reduce those computational demands.
So making it less of a power hog.
Exactly.
Okay. And I imagine they're also working on making O3 more transparent, right?
Yeah.
Because right now it feels a bit like a black box. We see the amazing results, but we don't really know how it's getting there.
You're exactly right. And you've actually hit on a really important concept in AI development called explainability.
Okay.
And it's all about making these AI systems, making their decision-making processes more understandable to humans.
Okay.
Think about it this way.
Yeah.
Would you trust a doctor who couldn't explain their diagnosis?
No, absolutely not.
Right.
And it's not even just about trust.
Right.
If we can understand how O3 works, researchers could improve it even more, right?
Absolutely. Understanding the why behind O3's decisions allows us to identify weaknesses, correct any biases that might be in there, and ultimately make it even more powerful.
Right. Okay, so we've got efficiency, explainability. What else are the researchers working on?
Well, as AI, like O3 becomes more powerful and more integrated into our lives.
Yeah, for sure.
It raises all sorts of questions about how it should be used.
What ethically, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of effort going into thinking about those ethical implications.
So it's not just about making O3 smarter.
Right.
It's about making sure it's used responsibly. So what are some of the ethical things they're considering?
Well, one of the big ones is the potential impact on jobs.
Right. Jobs, yeah.
If O3 can automate all these complex tasks,
Yeah.
what happens to the people who are currently doing those jobs?
Right.
How do we ensure that AI benefits everyone and not just a select few? Those are the kinds of questions that researchers are really grappling with right now.
Yeah. It's a huge question, isn't it?
It is. It is.
And it's not all doom and gloom, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, 033 could create new opportunities.
Absolutely. It's not just about replacing jobs.
Yep.
It's also about creating new ones.
Okay.
Think about all the people who will be needed to develop,
Right.
maintain, and regulate these advanced AI systems.
Right. Yeah, okay.
And then think about the entirely new fields of research and innovation that O3 might unlock.
It's like we're standing at the edge of this new frontier that's both exciting and kind of daunting at the same time.
That's a great way to put it, and that's why it's so important for everyone, not just the experts.
Right.
To be a part of this conversation, AI is going to impact all of our lives.
Yeah.
So we all have a stake in shaping its future.
So it's not just about,
the cool math problems.
Yeah, the cool math problems and the coding skills.
Right.
It's about the bigger picture.
It's about understanding the potential and the challenges of this technology.
Right.
And working together to ensure that it benefits humanity as a whole.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself.
And that's what makes this whole deep dive so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's not just about the technology. It's about what it means for us as humans.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential impact on research, industries, the job market.
Right.
But how could AI like O3 change our daily lives? On like a more personal level?
Yeah.
How could it affect the way we learn, the way we work,
Yeah.
the way we just interact with the world around us?
It really is mind-boggling to think about how something like O3 could actually change our everyday lives.
Yeah, like where do you even begin to imagine the possibilities?
Well, think about those virtual assistants we all use.
Right.
Like Siri and Alexa.
Yeah.
Now imagine an AI assistant that's not just responding to your commands, but it's actually learning your preferences, anticipating your needs.
Oh, wow. So it's like having a personal assistant that just knows you better than you know yourself.
Exactly.
Sign me up.
Haha.
But, okay, seriously, what could that actually look like in practice?
Okay, so imagine this. You're getting ready for work in the morning.
Okay.
And your AI assistant has already scanned your calendar, checked the traffic, and suggested the best route to avoid any delays.
Okay.
It knows your coffee order, and it's already prepped your smart coffee maker to brew it just the way you like it.
Okay, that is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that get a little creepy after a while? Like having an AI that knows like every little detail of your life?
Yeah, it's a valid concern.
Yeah. And it's one of the reasons why researchers are focusing so heavily on data privacy and security.
Okay.
But, if we can address those concerns, imagine the benefits.
Right, yeah.
Especially in areas like healthcare.
Healthcare, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
How could something like O3 change things in healthcare?
Imagine an AI that analyzes your health data, flags any potential problems before they become serious issues, gives you personalized recommendations for diet and exercise.
Wow, so it's like having a 247 health advisor.
Exactly.
Right there in your pocket.
And as AI gets even better at analyzing this complex medical data, it could even assist doctors in diagnosing and treating diseases.
Wow.
Leading to better health care for everyone.
It all sounds incredible.
It does.
But I gotta ask, what about the potential downsides? I mean, we've all seen those sci-fi movies where the AI takes over.
Right.
Is there any risk that we're creating something that could get out of control? Well, it's really important to acknowledge those concerns and address them head on.
Right.
That's why researchers are working so hard on things like explainability, making sure we understand how AI is making decisions, and developing ethical frameworks to guide the development and the use of this technology.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
No.
It's about making sure we use it responsibly.
Exactly.
For the benefit of all of humanity.
That's what it comes down to.
Okay, well, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From the incredible capabilities of O3.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
To the potential impact on our everyday lives and, all the ethical questions that we need to be asking.
For sure.
I think if I had to sum it up, I'd say we're at the very beginning of something truly revolutionary.
I agree.
But it's a revolution that we need to navigate really carefully and thoughtfully.
I couldn't agree more, and I think the most important takeaway for our listeners today is this. AI is no longer a science fiction concept. It's here. It's happening now.
It's happening now.
It's evolving incredibly quickly. And it's going to affect every single aspect of our lives.
It is. It is.
So stay informed, engage in the conversation, and let's work together to make sure that the future of AI is a future that benefits all of humanity.
And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of O3 and the future of AI.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time.
See you next time.
Keep questioning, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
We will. See you later.